All right. So, guys, here we are again on your favorite Off the Tee podcast. This is the Off the Rail segment. We're in our fourth volume today. As usual, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Very special guest tonight. Very special guest today, I should say. Comedian Matt Taylor.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, what's going on,
it's
man?
good to be here.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Thanks for coming in, brother.
Yeah.
So today, guys, we're gonna talk to Matt, and just have some fun as we usually do. During this segment tonight, we're gonna go over some of our normal bits a little bit, but we're gonna talk to Matt a little bit about his life as a comedian. I say that so that you guys know Matt's got a lot of shows coming up in June. By the time
That's right, baby. I got dates.
A list.
Yes, sir.
He's got a long list here, guys. Now by the time this
Some would
airs,
say too long.
this is a very thorough list.
It's
man.
This is
extensive.
supply and demand, man.
There's some I didn't have to list, like the Moose Lodge. Who's going to be there, you know?
Where is the Moose Lodge
That's
now?
I thought I'm glad you said something because
Yeah.
I was going to show up to Ichiban.
Like, that's where I thought. That's where it was forever.
I would have literally, had you not said so. Now I got to Google it.
It's just him sitting around a little like hibachi grill.
Yeah, I would have been happy either way.
Some little girl's birthday in the background.
Yeah, man. I'm like, do the onion volcano again, please.
Oh shit.
So yeah, quite a few dates here. I mean, you look like you got like about 12 shows here in June. Like I said, by the time this airs, guys, I think some of these will have already transpired. But
Yeah, I'll be in Smithville later this month. Finally crossing that one off the
Hell
bucket
yeah.
list.
sweet,
You know?
yep.
At the strip club or which place in there?
Yeah, I'll be at
At
Midnight
the strip
Express.
club. You'll be on the stage.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
No.
I might check that one out, dude.
Yeah. No, I'm just stripping that night. So
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Now the Smokes and Jokes. I'm looking at that.
yeah.
Now you were telling me that's a regular deal.
Yeah, Smokes and Jokes is a show that we started about 4 years ago in Liquid Smoke on the second Monday of every month. It's comedically hard to remember.
Right.
So
Hell yeah. That's
Yeah,
right there on the corner of the square.
yeah, right there in the corner of the square, across from Puckett's. Yeah, I mean, Liquid Smoke's been there for probably like 18 years now. I don't know. I could be way
You
off.
can stop in there and get some much overrated barbecue and then slide over and check out Matt's show.
Yeah, it's a nice cigar and beer bar. They got like probably over 100 different kinds of beers. So
Right. Hell
it's
yeah.
good stuff. Show's great too. We always get comics from out of town or the best comics in Nashville. We'll get them in coming through. So
They pack it in pretty tight there.
yeah, it'll be about 50 people in a really tight room, and it is smoking, so you'll smell like an ashtray when you leave, but you will have fun.
Now, from like a acoustic standpoint, do you prefer like a smaller room or is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, you do.
I mean, it just depends. Like, you
Okay.
don't want a room with really high ceilings because it just feels like the laughs go up. You want a room where everything's real intimate. Where the closer you can pack people in, like if you've been to Zany's, you know that you'll be sitting shoulder to shoulder with somebody and they
Right.
pack in like 300 people in a room that looks like it sits 100.
Okay.
So,
That
because I
makes
mean,
sense.
laughter is communal, you know,
Yeah.
and if people aren't
Contagious.
laughing, yeah.
Yeah.
So the closer you put people together, the more likely they are to laugh.
Right. That makes sense.
So we do the same. We pack them in there.
Hell yeah, man.
I will say sometimes when other people are laughing, I will just start laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be the guy not laughing.
Well, it's like I can't
know?
help it. I don't know why. I don't even know what the joke was, but I'll
Right.
start laughing.
Well, at a certain point, because there's always that delay,
Yeah.
you're like, I got to laugh or I won't,
Well, it's the
they'll
exact-
think I won't get the joke.
I guess.
I got to start laughing.
Sometimes I don't get the joke. I
Yeah.
just laugh.
And just
'cause-
laugh through it.
But then there's other times like when nobody's laughing and you don't want to be the person that laughs.
I get
It's
that.
a weird, like, I don't know, it's a weird thing.
I've actually laughed at jokes and then not understood the joke, but laughed anyways and shamed the person not laughing and be like, he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And mentally, I'm like, I don't get it either, but I'm
not going to be him.
I'm selling it. Yeah, that guy's
Dude's
the
a
worst.
loser. Why is he even here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of dates. You can follow me on Instagram at Matt Taylor Comedy. That way you guys don't have to read off every single one.
No, I was gonna read them all right here, man.
Okay, yeah, no, we got time.
Story time with Ryan Evans.
It's going to be a long episode. This is a Rogan-linked episode.
Yeah.
We go on 3 hours.
Whew, baby.
So wait, just so I'm clear, Smokes and Jokes. That's Monday, Wednesday night.
Just Monday night. It's the second Monday of the month. So this June, I don't know when this really, you said like 16th or whatever. So the next one will be in August, but it'll be the second Monday in August.
Sweet.
So I think like the 8th,
Cool.
if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that'll be fun. I'll definitely be checking it out. A lot of Nashville shows too. So
Middle Tennessee's
Yeah,
got,
yeah,
a,
I'll
got
be
an
in-
appetite for comedy, man.
I do, man. Or they do. I do too. Yeah, I'll be at Zany's hosting for Brian Bates on the 22nd. I'll be
Okay.
in Chattanooga this week, and so it'll already be over with Chance Willie, my buddy Chance Willie and Zach Townsend. So
Now, in your free time, do you watch a lot of stand-up comedy?
I used to.
Yeah.
Now I just find myself analyzing it more than enjoying it. So.
Right.
But I'll go back and watch some classics like Patrice O'Neal. Elephant in the Room's probably up there. It's one of my favorites. Killing Them Softly, I'll go back and watch.
His best one. Dave's best one. I love Killing
Yeah.
Him Softly. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, he was still really, really goofy back then.
Right.
You know, it wasn't too serious. Anything Bill Burr, Tom Segura.
Oh, Bill Burr, dude. Oh my gosh.
The one that I've watched probably more than anything this year is Shane Gillis.
Dude,
The one
I
he put
was
out.
telling him about Shane Gillis on this past weekend. I
Oh,
listened to him
yeah.
with Dio, and then I looked up everything he did after that and started listening to all his stuff.
Yeah, dude.
He's hilarious.
Dude, I saw him when he came through at the comedy festival, and it's probably the hardest I've laughed yet.
Yeah.
Like watching this show.
The dude is hysterical, man.
Yeah.
But he looks like he'd be a fun hang too. Like just to
Yeah,
go grab
very
a
nice
beer
dude,
with,
yeah.
you know? Like,
He's one of those people that he just treats everybody like a friend, you know,
Yeah.
even if he's never met you.
right.
So, very nice guy. He'll probably never remember me, but the one, you know, few words that we had, it was just like super nice.
Right.
So, very cool dude.
Now I'm glad you brought him up. One, because I like his stuff a lot. But two, because he went through all that with Saturday Night Live and everything.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about with like
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say any racial slurs.
with like cancel culture being what it is today. Like, I feel like as a comedian's job, it's kind of y'all's job to push the envelope. You know what I mean? Like to push the line a little, but
Yeah.
also to know where that line is.
I mean, is there a line in comedy?
I don't think there should be.
There is
Personally.
now, but I mean,
Right.
it seems like if you look at where comedy started, if you look at people like Lenny Bruce, who was getting arrested for saying curse words on stage,
Right.
to where it is now. So comedy does evolve. It's just where is it going now? I mean, I get it. It's more sensitive. I think it's more sensitive to the individual now, which, you know, in reality is nice. But it's also how far can you push the envelope before everybody's offended? How woke is too woke?
Right.
But or can you be too woke? I don't think you can ever be woke enough according to that culture.
Right.
So
Somebody's always going to be unhappy no matter what you do.
yeah. So I mean, as long as it's not hate speech,
Right.
which, you know, I don't think it is. I don't think if you go back and watch Chappelle's special, I don't think anything he said was transphobic. If you listen to him talking in the story about the trans friend that he had that committed suicide, I mean, he's just telling a very endearing story about a friend, and I think the people that got mad didn't really even take the time to listen to the special. So, all right, yeah. So just take out all that stuff I said about transphobic and all that. Just
Cut out all the
edit that
racial slurs too, Nick.
Yeah,
Don't forget about
no,
that.
Don't forget those.
Oh man, but yeah, that's
Comedy. I don't know. It's subjective anyway. Not everybody's gonna like you, even if you are clean to the gills. You know.
Yeah, clean is boring. I'm just throwing my random opinion out there, but I like
I think there's some good clean out there. I mean, you got people like Nate Bargatze.
dude. Nate Bargatze's a killer, man. He's
Yeah, I mean,
hilarious, and he's
I listened to 2 of his
does
albums.
he even
before I
curse?
realized-
I
No.
mean, yeah, he's completely clean. I like Jerry Seinfeld a lot too. That could be because I like the show Seinfeld, and he makes it funnier, I guess. But
There's your unpopular opinion. I don't like Jerry Seinfeld.
really,
Yeah.
oh man,
I respect what he's done for comedy.
Yeah.
But his comedy, I don't know.
when I was watching, now I can remember watching my parents watch Seinfeld when I was younger, and I would watch it and be like, "This is the dumbest show I've ever seen."
I like Seinfeld.
And then I've gotten older, and I all the stuff they were dealing with were like shit that I was encountering in my lower
Yeah.
30s, and I'm like, this is hysterical.
You've
Like,
been dropping junior mints in people's hearts.
you know, exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, like just random stuff that you never think would happen, they happen to you, and
Yeah.
that show probably has talked about it.
I feel like that and like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I mean,
I like
obviously,
Curb a lot.
Larry David is the brainchild of both.
Right.
But yeah, it's just the ability to like start a show. Here's what's happening, and I mean the fact that like on Curb Your Enthusiasm, they don't have, they have like an outline. They don't have any script. It's all improv. They're like, here's what needs to happen in this show. Just make sure these parts happen.
However you get it
and
there.
Then get there, yeah.
Right.
And it's somehow hilarious that they just start with this one incident that somehow always ties into the end. It's just good writing.
Yeah.
Great show. Seinfeld, same way.
Seinfeld ties in every episode so well at the end. Like they bring all these pieces together in 24 minutes or whatever it is. I mean, I think that's all like the most about it, honestly. But not a lot of people can do that as well as they do it. But that being said, unpopular opinion, I can't stand Friends.
I was just about to say the same thing.
I don't like Friends at all. I know it's going to alienate a lot of female listeners. I don't care. It's not a good show.
It is a very female-heavy fan base.
It is.
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. You take the laugh track out of that show, it's garbage.
You take what?
You take the laugh track out of that show, it's garbage.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. You have,
I mean, that's...
all their listeners are either females or men that own cats.
Yes.
Those are their two demographics, I
men
feel like.
Men that own smelly cats.
Smelly cats. Good reference there. I hate that I even know that reference. See? It's a damn Friends reference.
It's like Nickelback. I say I hate them, but I know all the words. So.
But you love Nickelback secretly, right? You respect
absolutely.
what they do. And Creed? Both.
Love Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Dude, I was taking an Uber one time. All right, so I guess my opinion is... it's not an opinion. It's kind of a fact. I've asked a lot of black friends and even a black guy in an Uber. They love Nickelback. I don't know if I'm speaking for the whole black community. I'm not. Just the people that I've met.
You heard it here first. All black guys love Nickelback.
Yeah, black people love Nickelback.
Confirmed. Yeah.
Nickelback. No, we were taking an Uber in Nashville one time, and this dude in the car had Nickelback playing. I thought he was like pandering to white people.
Right.
I was like, oh, dude, you turn this shit off. He's like, don't, what? I ain't turning this off. I'm like, you can turn Nickelback off. It's fine, dude. He's like, I love Nickelback. It's like, black people love Nickelback.
He said, this is for me.
Yeah, he's like, this is for, I was just like, oh, my bad.
Oh, man.
He was just singing along. I was like, this dude does love Nickelback. Then I asked some other black friends, like, y'all like Nickelback? Nickelback rocks. I was like, okay.
That could be a show in itself. An Uber driver that pulls up and he just like, he's so stereotypical and he just like sees the crowd walking to his car. It's like 4 or 5 women with like, the fucking purple strands in their hair and shit like that. And he's like, fuck, let me find the Fleetwood Mac. Hold on 1 second. Oh, shit. Let me play some Dreams real quick. Mm-hmm. That would be, I'd watch that show.
Landslide.
Yeah.
Good song. Fleetwood Mac, great band.
Nah, they are a great band.
They are great.
Man.
Great band. Shitty fan base.
I
don't know.
I saw a tweet once and it was like, this dude said, shout out to Stevie Nicks, who's standing before a crowd of 60 and 70-year-olds tonight telling them all to follow their dreams.
It's never too late.
It's never too late, man.
It is, but
Speaking of dreams, like when did you know you wanted to be a comedian?
Probably when I stopped growing.
Okay.
I mean, when I realized I wasn't going to be tall, dark, and handsome, I was like, you better be short, bald, and funny. All right?
So it went from like NBA player to comedian.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I always realized that like being funny was a way to get attention, I guess.
Right.
With my family, we have, we're a very hectic family, but like, I don't know, making people laugh was also a way to like stop or like make uncomfortable situations more comfortable.
Sure.
Just like cracking a joke and stuff, or just like ribbing your friends is like the most fun that you can have. And I wanted to do stand-up. I went when I was 20 to a open mic in Nashville called Spanky. Some of the old heads, all the OGs know about it.
And how old are you now?
34. So yeah, was gonna start when I was 20.
Gotcha.
And I signed up for this show, this open mic, and I do like 2 people in front of me, just like I'm sitting in the front row, just starts roasting the shit out of me, and it punked me.
Yeah.
He was like, this dude looks like David Cross and Chris Elliott had a baby.
No.
And if y'all know who that is, it's both the handicap guys from Scary Movie.
Right.
So Scary Movie 2.
Oh, the hand
man
guy?
and the dude in the wheelchair. I look like them together. And I just remember like it just punked me out. Like I walked out, didn't go up.
Damn.
Didn't do comedy for 10 years after that. So
that, man, the fact that you can get up and just speak in front of people. I mean, I did speech with him in college. We had the same speech class.
Yeah, speech impediments in college.
Oh,
That's
man.
cute.
I didn't have an impediment.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're talking a room of 25 people, and I got to talk about John Rockefeller and a speech that I know front to back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm up there, and the only thing I can think about is, does it look like I'm sweating as much as it feels like I'm sweating?
Oh, yeah, you get real hot when you have to give a speech to people. But I mean, because I took speech in college, too. And I have no problem with my R's and L's now, so that's great.
Hell yeah.
No, I took speech, and I was fine in speech class because I did something that was funny. Like, I dressed up as, like, Ricky Bobby and did a speech, like, in his cadence and, like, him.
Yeah.
But then I didn't prepare for, like, a social work assignment and had to give a speech in class and had a full-blown panic attack, like, in front of the class.
Right.
To the point where, like, you know, like, where you're freaking out and you're like, I wonder if people can notice if I'm sweating this much.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I was having that same feeling. My heart's beating out of my chest. And I was like, but nobody can tell.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Am I
Let's get
keeping this
through it.
together or not?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm good. And then the teacher goes, hey, Matt. And I just look over. I'm like, yeah. She's like, just take a minute. I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh,
everybody.
no.
Yeah. I didn't go back to the class for like a week. I was like, I can't, dude. I can't do it. That was probably the first panic attack I ever had. I was just like, I gotta go.
A teacher's never interrupting a speech for something good. She's never going to be
Yeah.
like, hey, sweetheart, take a breath, okay?
I remember just being like, hey, you know, it's just like, she's like, hey, Matt, just take a minute, take a few breaths. I'm just like, oh my God, everybody can tell. And then I bailed. I was like, I just do this another time. I can't do it right now.
You're brave, man. But see, I was nervous doing that, and nobody can argue with me up there. Like, I'm talking about John Rockefeller. I'm going to be like, John Rockefeller was born in 1812 in Pennsylvania. Nobody's going to be like, shit sucks, man. Tell a joke.
Like,
you know
no,
what I
he
mean?
wasn't.
Yeah, like, no, he wasn't.
Full
like,
of shit, dude.
Yeah, but, I couldn't imagine being like, oh, what's the deal with airplanes? And somebody being just nailing me.
It is weird where, like, you're doing something like that. Because, like, comedy's one of the few entertainments where, like, you have to elicit a response to somebody, or it's not, or from the crowd, or it's not acceptable.
Right.
Like with music, it's just like, I don't know, just play, and you'll see if they like it or not. You
Right.
know? And you won't really, I don't know, doesn't matter. You're just up there playing music. But with comedy, it's like you say something, you're like, nope, okay,
All right, good
that
talk.
crushed my soul.
Yeah.
All right, like it never gets old. Like bombing never gets.
I'm sure if
Never
you had
gets
moments
easier.
up there where you tell a joke that you're like super proud of
Yeah.
and it flops,
Dude,
but then you tell
all the
one
time.
that's like not that you think's maybe not that great
some
and it kills.
Stupid, yeah,
Man, I bet that's frustrating.
it is.
Have
Like,
you
I
dealt with a
remember-
lot of tough crowds?
Yeah, my first bomb that, like, I would say traumatized me was at the Borough Bar and Grill.
Okay,
You've
that's
been
right there
there?
on Greenland.
Yeah, right by Dirty Jim's.
Okay,
And it was like my first year of comedy. This band asked me if I could, or wanted me to open up for them, do like 30 minutes, which I still probably don't have a solid. Like, I have 30 minutes that I'm, proud to work, but like, it's still like when you're a few months in, like, I maybe had not even 5 minutes
right.
that was good enough for a crowd that size, because there was probably about 150 to 200 people in that room. And they're like, can you do 30 minutes? And, I'm just like, hell yeah, I can do 30. Hell yeah. I'm about to do 30 minutes in front of a crowd, get paid to do comedy.
Right.
And I get there, and everybody's still, like, piling in. They're just packing this place out. People aren't paying attention. They're drinking, having fun, talking to their friends. And I can't find the band anywhere, but the sound guy comes up to me, like, as soon as I walk in, like 30 minutes before the show's supposed to start. And he's like, you're up. I was like,
You're like, shit.
I like look at my watch. I'm like, oh, the show didn't start till 9. He's like, the band goes on at 9. He's like, you go on right now. And I'm just like, okay. So I go up to the mic, and like everybody's still like not facing me, talking, still coming into the show, like at the bar, ordering drinks. And like all I could think to do is like I just scream, I just go, hey, into the mic, and like loud as hell, and the mic's not on.
Oh no.
So there's like a group of like maybe 30 people that I just screamed at in the front row. They're like facing back, just turning back. Like, what the fuck is going on with this guy back here? And I'm just looking at them. I look over at the sound guy, and he's just like texting on his phone. I'm just like, hey, turn that up, please. And he's just like, oh shit, my bad. Just like cranks it up. And then I scream again. I'm just like, yo, who's ready for live comedy? Or no, I go, who's ready for live music? And everybody goes like, woo. I was like, all right, who's ready for live comedy? And this one guy goes, what the fuck? What? And I'm just like, oh, no. So I just started into my horrible routine, whatever it was back then. And I remember like 5 minutes in, I've been watching this guy in the front just kind of like look back. Nobody's paying attention to me. I'm just talking, throwing jokes out into the ether. Like everybody's trying to just have a good night, and I'm ruining it for them.
Right.
And they're like talking. This guy keeps looking back and like laughing and pointing at me, but he's like facing the other way. And then he like looks back again and looks back at the crowd and goes, "Yo, this dude fucking sucks!" Like loud, loudest laugh of the night. I mean, that dude hit me with like Bruce Buffer. You know, like he came in. This dude sucks. Dude. And I looked down at my
and it's watch. And that's contagious too,
dude. Yeah, and everybody's like, "Yeah, just start fucking with this guy." So, I look down and I'm 5 minutes into a 30-minute set. So I'm just like, God,
damn it,
dude,
it's lost
so
at that
long
point.
To go. I'm pretty sure I blacked out for like the last 25 minutes. But my buddy that was there got into it with that guy like while I was on stage, not like a fight, but like just yelling.
Yeah,
he was like, "Hey, this dude's like the funniest guy in Murfreesboro." And the guy goes, "Wow!" So I'm like getting roasted third person.
You're like, dude, you're helping him. Stop.
Please. I was like, please, thank you, but please stop. This is terrifying. And I get done, walk off stage. 30 minutes on the dot. Nailed it. Got my time. Walk off. Dude, I bombed so hard I started smoking again. Like I went and like bummed a cigarette off my friend and went outside. And this old lady was like outside in the patio area smoking. I thought she had a lighter. So I was like, hey, can I borrow your lighter? You know. And just kind of looking down, and she's like, "Oh, you were the comedian." And I was like, "Yeah, you know." And like in my mind, I don't know. Even though I just bombed, I was like, "Oh shit, somebody liked it." Yeah. You know. She goes, "You were the comedian." I was like, "Yeah, that's me." She goes, "Yeah, you were fucking terrible."
Oh my god.
It's like a 70-year-old lady. Like,
damn.
Dude, I literally like dropped her lighter and just walked over to Campus Pub. I just left the bar. I was like, I can't be here anymore.
Oh no.
I go to Campus Pub, and I'm sitting there, and I meet another friend that's there, and we're just talking. And out of nowhere, like, this guy comes up to our table, and he goes, "Yo, did you say the N-word during your set?" And I was like, "What? No, I mean, definitely not." I'm like, there's no jokes where I would. And at the same time, I'm blacking out. Like, did I just, like, lose everything and just go off the rails?
Yeah.
But I recorded it, and I didn't, and I don't, so... And but he comes up, he's like, "Yo, did you say the N-word in your set?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not." And he looks back at his boys, and he's like, "See, I told y'all he didn't say the N-word." He's like, "They thought you did." He's like, "They was about to beat your ass." And I was like, "What?
Injury to insult
is going
right there.
on, dude?"
Yeah.
So yeah, I bombed so hard, people thought I was racist. That was nice.
That one dude ruined it for you. That,
oh yeah, dude. But he took
know?
the moment and he ran with it. I mean, he crushed that night. I didn't, but.
That's like being in grade school in like third grade, and you like scoot your chair over and it makes like a farting noise.
Yeah.
And
yo, you farted.
Yeah, one guy next to you is like, "Dude, Hughes farted," and you're like, "No, dude, it was the chair, man." You're like screaming across the room. "Nah, he farted, man."
Farted, you're gross.
Just
dude.
kills your day.
Yeah, girls like, "You farted."
Oh
like,
yeah, girls are looking at you. Oh god, dude.
I'd kill myself.
That's tough. Have you been heckled at any other points besides that, or?
No, I mean. Other than like that bomb, there's been a few where it's just like a dead crowd. But I mean, nothing's been worse than that. And I got that out of the way earlier. So, but even in that moment, like when it was happening, I was like, I'll be able to use this later. So now I can tell that story on stage and it'll be funny. And
yeah.
But god dang, in that moment, I was like, this is
none of your buddies have ever come and given you shit, anything like that.
No, they've come and not come anymore. Like in the beginning, when I was like, "Yeah, come to a show, it'll be fun." They're like, "Wow, this dude's terrible." Like my parents came to a show where I was talking about like one night stands and stuff. Like I don't, dude. I remember just like looking out to them like while I'm telling this joke, and my mom's just like,
You're doing
Okay. And my dad's just like behind her, just like, what the hell are you doing, son? Are you gonna say this in front of your mom? Like, I'm just like, dude. And even my brother is like one of the biggest supporters. Is just like looking down. He's like, I don't even know how to deal with this.
A bit's a bit, man.
Yeah, so I got through it. Got through a bit about hooking up with a girl. A very detailed bit about hooking up with a girl. And a one night stand from leaving Revolver. If y'all remember that place.
Dude, that was the Clarion Hotel, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was a bar back there for a year.
You remember that? Over there by that rundown Arby's. It's a bad looking Arby's over there. Right on the intersection
That
of Old
rundown
Fort.
roast beef, you know?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That roast beef seen some traffic over there. It's bad.
Yeah, it's been ran through.
Tough side of town?
Tough roast beef over there, baby.
Gotcha. No, don't remember it.
No, so
Damn.
that was probably tough because like now, like I'm glad that I can do clean and dirty. So like if my parents do decide to watch something or see something, well, here's this. Don't watch any of this, but just watch this. This is nice. It's clean.
I'd be torn by going to my friends' shows and supporting them, but also trolling them a little bit at the same time. I don't think I would, because that would be just
Well, I think the worst is probably like
devastating.
my friends having to watch me bomb or something or not do well.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just awkward for everybody. It's really awkward for me, but like being in that room and having to see your friend just kind of eat shit for however long, it's tough. But
Well,
as a comic, we love seeing it. I
Wait.
love watching other comics bomb. It's
Do you?
Because you know the feeling, so you're just like, yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks, doesn't it?
Oh gosh. Damn. But I guess that's the trade though, right? You got to be willing to fucking risk it.
Yeah.
Every show could be a hit or a fucking
It
dud.
is. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, I mean, bombing feels like the lowest low, but doing well is like the highest high.
Right.
So it's
Kind of like golf.
I can't even imagine. Like as scary as it would be to climb up on stage and do stand up.
mhm.
We've been doing this podcast for like a couple months now, and I've had a few people like comment on videos and be like, dude, that was so funny when you said blah blah blah. And it's
Yeah.
the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
It makes you feel so, because I can't imagine what a room full of people laughing
Y'all
would
get
feel
negative
like.
comments though? Where they're like,
Man.
yo, this dude looks like a bitch. And you're like, all right, well, come on now. Don't say that.
Dude, I wish we would like roast the shit out of us, bro. All pub's good pub right now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It is.
at this stage,
You heard it first. Roast the shit
roast
out
the
of them.
shit out of
Yeah.
us, bro. Like, put it on my Facebook page, whatever you want. I mean,
We'll get it eventually.
What's the merch y'all got on? What's WSM?
Oh, White Sheet Media, man.
yeah.
I thought I just said white media. I was like, God dang it, I did another podcast with white supremacists. I keep getting baited into these. Dude, I had to do a podcast recently, and I got to start vetting. I listen to y'all's, but I mean, you know, we know each other, so I was like,
Right.
it's fine. I don't think he's a white supremacist, but
That's a long
it
time
definitely
ago.
had some alt-right vibes. The people that had the podcast were great, but the band that was there was just... They kept saying some off-color stuff where I was like, am I...
Where was this at?
Antioch. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It was white guys?
Yeah. It was, I'm not going to say the band's name, but I mean, the band, they rocked, but they were doing like a fuck, marry, kill, and like Oprah Winfrey was one of them. And the guy was like, I'd fucking kill Oprah Winfrey, no doubt. I'm like, all right, what about the others? He's like, I would fucking murder Oprah Winfrey. I was like, the lady that gave away free cars? Like, is there a bad rap behind her? Like,
Yeah.
Well, you marry her, right? Let me get some of that
Yeah.
that cake.
I'm trying to be in, what's his name?
I'm trying to be a house
Stedman.
husband.
I'm trying to be Stedman.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be that guy.
Mr. Mom.
Now that dude's like, I'll fucking kill her. Anybody on the left. I was like, all right.
We haven't done fuck,
Anyway.
Mary, kill yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
That would offend some people. It'd be good.
Probably so, yeah.
Future segment. Fuck, Mary, kill.
Yeah.
Note that, Nick.
I had to think about what that meant for a second. Well, shit.
Dude, you know what? That's a good idea. There's 3 people on this podcast, so in the comments, just fuck, Mary, kill this room right now.
Yes.
Any comments? Fuck, Mary, kill us 3. We'll just see what kind of feedback we get.
That's what's going to hurt. That's when you'd be like, I don't like
That'll
these
hurt,
comments
dude.
at all.
That'll hurt.
I got kill on every single one.
Oh, man.
When this gets beyond just like the people that we know predominantly, we're going to get shit on a lot.
I hope so.
It's going to be really bad.
I hope so.
Wouldn't you rather it not be the people you know that shit on you, though?
I would. I'm just saying the people that we know aren't going to be honest with us. They're not going to be like, you guys
Yeah.
suck if we suck. You know what I mean?
which I want. I want honest feedback, no matter who it's coming from.
Just getting a stand up. You'll get honest feedback.
Yeah.
The crowd will tell you if you're funny or not.
Like, but for an example, I've had some colossal fuck ups in my life, and my mom doesn't acknowledge any of them.
Like what?
If I call my mom, if I were to drop out of college and like travel Europe and work at a falafel stand for the summer,
Sounds
she'd be
pretty
like,
awesome.
"Well, sweetheart, you know, if that's what makes you happy, then that's the best choice." And it's like, it's a terrible choice.
It's good, you know.
It's good.
The culinary field, you know.
Right.
You're doing great.
Yeah, like relationships, I could tell her, I could be like, "Oh, I fucked up, mom. Like
So baby boy do no wrong.
I lied, da 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 da," and she'd be like, "Well, sweetheart, she doesn't deserve you anyways." And it's like, that's not okay.
Man, my mom's a psychologist, so she's always like, "Well, what were you doing when how do you think that was affecting her?"
Yeah.
I'm like, she cheated on me. What are you talking about right now? She's like, "Well, what do you think was the reason that she went and cheated on me?" I'm just like, what?
Man.
My heart is broken. What are you talking about?
But that's an example of maturing, at least for me, because when I was 20 years old, if somebody was like, "Dude, this guy called me and cussed me the fuck out and like told me da 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 all this stuff, and I didn't do anything," at 20 I'd have been like, "What? That's fucking crazy. I can't believe that happened to you." Now at 32, I'm like,
What'd you do?
"You didn't do anything?
Yeah.
You didn't do anything to get that reaction."
See, that's my mom, because she probably knows how devious our entire family, all of us are. She's like, "What did you do, though?"
What did you do?
I'm like, "Nothing. I was texting her best friend, okay?" I'm sorry.
Oh God.
Why can't you just be on my side? Yeah, so.
Dude, who are some of your favorite comedians? Like, who do you really enjoy listening to?
Right now, Shane's probably
at the top, or one at the top, yeah.
Chappelle, from a young age. Tom Segura, Bill Burr.
You listen to Two Bears with him and Bert?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hysterical.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
Schultz is great. DeStefano, all of them. A lot of the New York. Joe List is fantastic. Nate Bargatze is probably my favorite.
He's hysterical.
Just because he's so, I don't know, like his word economy and how effortlessly funny he is.
Right.
Like how effortless he makes it look. Because it's not easy by any means, but.
What is word economy?
Just using as little words as possible, to make the point.
Got you.
So it's really hard. Like in comedy, that you'll start out with what you think is like a 5-minute bit. By the time you're done, it's 30 seconds. Once you've taken out all the rambling, all the jokes that aren't even good enough to be in there.
Right.
There's a lot of comics that are really good at word economy. He's one of them. So.
Going back to what you said earlier about now when you watch comedy, you just kind of analyze it.
Yeah.
I hear people that, like do movie stars or whatever. They don't even watch movies anymore. Does that kind of make you sad, like that you can't enjoy it the way you used to now that you look at it so critically? Or?
No, because I still enjoy what they do. Like if I'm like, oh, they did this here, they did that, or like you just kind of see like you can appreciate like a good joke. I just appreciate more of like the structure of something now instead of the product.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Do you
enjoying how an airplane's made instead of
it's not the destination, it's the journey kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I hear you on that one. I was watching a Joe Rogan. I guess he apparently used to do stand-up comedy at one point.
Rogan?
He still does it.
Apparently he used to do comedy.
Dude, he sells out like arenas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Him and Chappelle just did that tour together.
Oh, dang. Okay, I didn't know. Well, yeah, I saw like some really old stuff, and he was grilling some dude for stealing jokes.
Carlos Mencia.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I opened for Carlos Mencia recently.
You remember him? Mind of Mencia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was he really stealing jokes though?
Seemed like it.
Seemed like it.
I mean, I didn't bring it up to him whenever I hosted, because I was at Zany's, and you take any opportunity you can get, and he was the comic that night, and the booker was like, "Hey, can you host?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know if you go back and everybody seems to think that he stole jokes, and they are extremely similar.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like nobody knows if you're being sarcastic. But there's a video like, yeah, I stole those jokes and I made them mine.
Yeah.
He's like, I did this and I just make this person Mexican or something like that. He's like, and now that's my joke, bitch. I was like, is that a joke? What are you saying right now? You know? And Rogan called him out on stage at the Comedy Store, and he got banned from the Comedy Store for like 7 years.
Who did?
Rogan did.
Rogan did, okay.
Because Carlos Mencia was like at the height, you know, minding Mencia. He was doing arenas, and that was like their poster child at the store.
Mm-hmm.
And Rogan, you know, got into him on stage, you know, called him out, and got banned from the store for 7 years, and then became the reason kind of that the store revamped later. So
he's a big reason for it now, I feel like. I mean,
yeah, and I mean back then, you know, the store was, you know, still big, so to get banned from that, it crushed Joe Rogan. I mean, according to what he said, and having to kind of take that lick and then still be Joe Rogan to this day and like become the person that he became after that is just cool. So
and now he has like maybe the biggest platform in media. I mean,
yeah, I mean
his podcast reaches more than
any news outlet.
Yeah, I mean it's insane. But what's his name? Bobby Lee said on his podcast about Carlos Mencia that he stole the jokes, and he toured with him and like opened for him. So
Yeah,
that's a hell of an authority. Yeah,
yeah, like broke a friendship up.
Yeah,
just because Rogan was like, you know, he's doing it. You know, just like, all right.
Let me ask you this: how pissed would you be if somebody was stealing your fucking jokes?
Pretty mad.
And not just that though, they're just like blowing up off your jokes, bro.
Oh, they're blowing up off of it. I mean, I got recordings and stuff, so I would just. Back then, it'd be hard because you wouldn't have a way to like prove it. But now, you know, I've got our audio record every set just to, you know, listen to it and kind of learn from it. But so if anybody wants to steal, no, here's a date from mine. But also, like at that point, like if they're already making it big, it's probably not going to slow them down. It's not going to kill them. It's not going to help me. People are like, oh, you're just jaded. You know, like they all probably thought of it at the same time. So, because there's also, you know, like parallel thinking. I mean, they say that no joke is original, that somebody's already thought about it. And it would piss me off, though. Especially if it's like one of my good jokes. If they take like one, I'm like, I didn't really care about that one. Then I'm like, all right. Fine.
Or if they took that one that it didn't hit for you and they told it and it just exploded. You'd be like, what the fuck?
I've seen that with like premises that I'll have. I'm like trying to work something out, like,
right.
And then somebody else says a joke, the same premise, and they go about it a certain way. I'm like, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
You watch Key and Peele?
Yeah.
They have an episode of that.
Yeah, where it's like high on pot news. And he's like, I wish I was high on pot news. Then Gabriel Iglesias comes in. And it's like, tell him the joke. So you want to come tour with me? Yeah, dude, that is great. Yeah, there's that happened recently where like I couldn't get a joke to work, and then I heard somebody else tell it on a much bigger stage, and I was like, that's good.
Another question: What's the best night that you remember having?
In comedy?
Yeah. Well, the other one too. While we're at it,
dude, I was at a party and there was this girl there. She was way out of my league.
Oh man, definitely the theater weekend I did with John Christ, because I got to do a show in front of 2,200 people, so and did well.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that was just a surreal experience. Just like to be in like this old, extremely nice theater, like come out to like this huge crowd of people and just kind of go off in front of that many people and just hear that kind of laughter from like that big of a room was cool.
That's awesome.
That's badass.
That's badass.
Josh Black, who's a popular comic in Nashville, he has monthly shows at Zany's. You know, just pack them out and sell them out. And they're always fun ass shows. Probably those are like second. Just the crowds are just so much fun. Like he just puts on a good show, and just I don't know, just crushing in front of that crowd. I wouldn't say I don't know, not crushing, but like just doing really well,
right,
in front of those crowds.
Let me ask you a hypothetical here. If you had to pick a comedian, you got to factor in all these things. You got to factor in you're going to go on tour with this comedian. You're going to open for him 20 shows across the United States, 20 weekends, right? Cities, you're going to be on a bus with this dude. Like you're going to be touring with him, spending all your time with him.
Yeah.
Out of all the comedians that you either know or know of or like the material, who would you pick to go on tour with to open for?
That's tough. Probably Nate. Nate plays golf.
Ooh,
So you get to
that's
do
a
that
good
a lot.
point.
Who was Nate?
Nate Bargatze.
Bargatze.
He's the guy that I sent you the bit about him buying the Tiger a while back.
Okay.
I send his TikTok clips to everyone. He's hysterical. Nate Bargatze on TikTok, it'll give you a little taste of his stand-up, and it's phenomenal. I mean, it's really well done.
Him, I mean, Santino feels like that would be a lot of fun.
Ooh, Santino.
I mean, a lot of them. I'd love to say like Bert and stuff, but I feel like I just couldn't hang with them, and I would end up being boring for them.
Dude, that guy
Having to keep
seems
up
like a
with that
real deal
drinking.
partier. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few comics I know that have been on tour with him. Some of them are like, I can't keep up. I couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah. Speaking of Bert, and I want to ask you this too.
Sorry, what's Bert last name again?
Kreischer.
Okay.
He tells that the machine. That's what he's known for,
Okay.
which I'm about to ask him about. He always I listen to his podcast quite a bit, Two Bears, and he always talks about how some people, halfway through a show, they're like, "Tell the machine," you know what I mean? Like they want to hear the bit that he's known for, right?
Yeah.
As a comedian, if you got to a point where you had a bit, like I can see the bad of like, oh, come on, I'm trying to work out new stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm really trying to get through this set. I want you to hear this other stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how cool would it be for the notoriety of this bit being like you're like attached to it? You know what I mean? Like when they think of Matt Taylor, they think of this
so that would be great because typically in comedy it's not that way.
right.
In music, like if you go see a band, like you want to hear all the songs that you know.
Right.
If you go hear all the jokes that you've already heard at a show, at a comedy, you're going to be disappointed. So it's almost like the exact opposite, Everybody's like, we already heard all this shit. Like, we wanted to hear new stuff. That's kind of how it is. Like, I'll have people come back to another show, and, I'm still, not even 5 years in, I've got 30 minutes. So if you come watch a 30-minute show, then you come watch another one, it's going to be relatively exactly the same.
Right.
And then they'll be like, oh, you told all the same jokes. Like, yeah, I'm not the greatest comedian that's ever lived, Like,
Hey, we could help start that for him, man. We could go to his shows.
Yeah.
And just be in the background and be like, tell the KKK bit. You know what I mean?
there you go.
Or whatever. Something like that,
Sure.
Just to start an uproar for him. That'd be good. A good pub, right? All pubs, good pub.
Yeah. I just realized what pub meant for sure. Publicity. Yeah, right on. It's a good sode. A lot of pub.
A lot of pub, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
So wait a minute. If you went up just like right now in front of a crowd and you couldn't do anything you'd done before, how well you think you would do?
Initially good until crowd work would kind of run out.
Gotcha.
Now explain
that'd be a
to
good challenge.
layman terms like crowd work. What do you mean by that?
Just like, where are you guys from? Like,
Right.
what do you do? And riffing on that.
You're kind of taking what they give you, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of an easier way to. It's fun.
Yeah.
But like you can't really use any. You can because then you can be like, oh, that worked with this, but like doesn't really tell anything about you. Like
Right.
it's none of your story on there, which people tend to connect more with a comic when they get personal. Is what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like comics that blow up bigger typically tell their story. Like Bert, like he's taking you through the machine the whole time that he was in Russia and got in trouble got into it with the Russian mafia and ended up being their king for a day.
Right.
I don't know. It feels like when you tell stories about your life, those people are feel like they're part of your life.
Yeah.
Whereas like with crowd work, it's just like, what do you do? It's like, oh, but that's, it's just
Yeah. Now there's one guy, I think his name's Namesh, that I follow on.
Patel.
Yeah, and
I think he's at Zany's this weekend.
all I ever see is him doing crowd. I've never actually seen him do bits because the clips I watch are just him doing crowd work. But he's very funny with crowd work. Like, he's hysterical.
I think so. Like Schultz is really good at crowd work.
Right? Yes, he is.
It's hard to top good crowd work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because sometimes I'll do crowd work off the top. Like if I'm hosting, I'll just ask people, basic questions, and then kind of be able to riff off that. And when it's so in the moment, it's so authentic.
Yeah.
And then you try and go into your bits, and it's just like, oh, you guys can tell that like I've structured this, written this,
Right.
and Whereas like what had just happened was just right there, constructed right there, and it's just a lot of times it's just way funnier, and it's hard to top like the crowd work that you did at the beginning with like just jokes afterwards.
Right.
And really good comics, it doesn't matter. They can do that. They can fade in and out of it, do whatever.
Yeah, the crowd work to me, I think it would. Obviously, I can appreciate any kind of comedy because, like I said, I fear public speaking. That would anything y'all get up there and do is brave to me. But
Yeah.
crowd work is just wild to me. That because you're asking these questions, and you have no idea what kind of answers you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So you're literally everything you're coming up with hasn't really been thought of before. You know what I mean? Like you're just kind of going, and that's so impressive to me. I mean that blows me away when he asks somebody where they're from, and all of a sudden he's just cracking jokes about where they're from and what they do there and da da da.
And there's certain tricks that you can do. Just sometimes it's as easy as repeating what they said gets a laugh.
Right.
Or you can be like, "Where are you from?" And they're like, "Rhode Island." You're like, "Rhode Island." And they're like, "Oh," you're like, "I don't think I've ever met somebody from Rhode Island."
Right.
And like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Right.
So.
Man, I think I would probably just like plant somebody in the crowd, just like bounce off of, like get like 3 or 4 people in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you get to plan some answers out.
Crowd
you mean?
plants.
Yeah, like plant some people in there.
Yeah.
But how bad of a look would that be if that came out? That would look terrible, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's like stealing jokes. I mean, I'm sure they would just kill you for that.
people think that a lot. Like if you see like good crowd work, and some people could have plants. I don't know.
Right. But I feel like another part of it is some people play along better than others, right? Like the more creative, if people are aware that they're part of the show, they'll maybe give them a little more to work with, and like, I don't know. Some people are like, where are you from? Nashville. It's like,
all right.
Or
they're like, nah. You're like, all right. But even that, you can get like, all right, this dude's like, don't talk to me at all.
Yeah.
Like you just start making fun of them. Yeah, crowd work's a lot of fun, but I don't know. At the end of the day, like you want to do a structured. I don't know, because some people do only crowd work, like Ian Bagg, this comic out of Canada, or Jeff Leeson. This dude, I hope he blows up. It's the funniest guy, probably one of the funniest guys I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like just does crowd work. I mean, he murdered in a room of like 15 people at May Day. It just, I mean, got a standing ovation from 15 people.
That's wild.
May Day. Yeah. And nobody knows who he is.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's very popular in Canada, but sometimes it just doesn't translate to the U.S. And he does crowd work, where he'll sit there and talk to people the entire time and then somehow bring all of their answers together at the end, like with like a story or something.
That's brilliant.
And he just keeps all that in his head the whole time. I'm like, dude, I would have, like, it was insane. Like, he got a standing ovation from 15 people in a brewery.
Damn.
On like a Wednesday night.
What's the guy's name again?
Jeff Leeson.
Tell us all about him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
a Putin and Putin.
Is he
Putin.
Is he foreign?
Canadian.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian. You said it. You had. That is what you had said. Cool.
Yeah, he did. He did say that.
Jeff Leeson?
Jeff Leeson. Leeson.
Yeah.
From Canada.
I feel like, I can't remember. I think it was you. I messaged you probably like on Twitter, probably like a year or two ago, and you told me about this comedian. I can't remember who it was, but I started listening to a lot of them. But he was kind of dirty, and you suggested him. I can't remember who it was. I kind of think maybe it was Mark Norman, but I could be wrong. But
Mark
whoever
Norman's...
it was, I listened to so much of his stuff just off your recommendation. But I mean, like, I've always thought he was funny based on what he, like posts and stuff like that. So when he was like, if you like dirty comedy, like check out this dude. Like he's really funny, and it held more weight because I think he's funny. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like just like if you're gonna take fitness advice, you're not gonna take it from a 400-pound dude sitting on his couch. And that's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it is.
But so that was
so
interesting to me. Yeah, dude. Mark Norman's a funny dude, man.
He is. Yeah, Mark Norman, Sam Morrill, Joe List, DeStefano, Scholes, Gillis, like all those New York just breeds fast, rapid, fun comedy. Whereas like LA is kind of more storytelling, more laid back, more slow.
Yeah.
And I used to love LA comedy, but the more I follow like these New York comedians, I'm like, God,
Yeah.
These dudes put it down.
Yeah, I think I respect or I like Norman a lot because how quick he is. Like you just said, like
Yeah.
the people that can think of punchlines or quick rebuttals, to people's stories, that it makes me laugh so hard. Like the quicker the better, almost.
Yeah.
For me.
But he's one of those people that he kind of sticks to what he knows.
Right.
It's and everybody's got their own lane, and like Norman is just great at writing jokes and just thinking in like that premise, setup, punchline kind of structure.
Yeah.
And it almost makes me wonder, like when he does go into the crowd, like if he's already got like a million different outcomes,
of how
like,
it could
whatever
go.
they say, I can go with this, and I do that a lot.
Right.
Like, like if I do like a couple or something, I could just be like, and they're fairly, I just be like, how long have you guys been brother and sister? Like instead of saying like, how long have you guys been together? You think that's where the crowd's gonna go, and then you're in Tennessee or some southern state, you say brother and sister, the crowd's like, oh, yeah, we're all related.
Yeah.
So,
if you had to give to all these, if people are listening and they haven't listened to your comedy, if you had to throw a bit out there like on YouTube or on Instagram that you really love that you want them to check out first, what would you throw out there, you think?
probably my social work bit, just
Okay.
because I think it relates to a lot, especially a lot of social workers can relate to it. And it's kind of a bit about me. The one that probably, the joke, it's one, how you were saying like jokes that you want to work and then jokes that you just kind of throw away.
Right.
End up being, that's like my closer now. It's a joke that like didn't do well like the first time I told it, and I was like, that's not a really good joke anyway. And now I close on it almost every show, and people come up to the show like quoting this dude's name. It's part of the joke.
Right.
That's so good. I'm just like, yeah, I guess. Like I don't like the joke at all,
Right.
but it goes so well, but it's just one of those jokes like it doesn't tell anything about me. It's not. It's just something. Well, I mean, it's something funny that happened, but like it's not personal.
Do you feel like every time you tell a bit, it gets a little bit better each time you tell it? Versus like, or for example, like that part can go, it's not that funny, that's too extra, or like adding taglines to it or something like that. Like the more you tell it, the better it gets.
Yeah, like you never want to get rid. I don't know. Like I never get rid of a joke. Like I'll stop telling it for a while and like put it back, and I'm like maybe when I get better, the more I progress in comedy, then I can bring that joke back and like, okay, that's the angle I need to go with it. But yeah, I mean, I'm never done with a joke. That's why like comedians, they'll record their special and then the next week have 5 new tags for a joke that they just burnt, and they'll hate it,
Right.
Because like, oh, I can't use any of that. I just used that joke, so I have to start working on new material. Even though now I'm starting to think, because it's like once that pressure is off of you, I guess, to record a special, suddenly your mind opens back up to just thinking of new things. So
Now when you're up there and say you're going to do 30 minutes at this spot, for example, and I'm sure you go up there with like the order in your mind, like of the bit you're going to do, of like the rundown. But if you ever do you ever call audibles when you're up there and you're like, you know what, they're not really responding to this, I feel like this joke isn't going to hit, I'm going to do this one instead? Or is it pretty much you stick to the script?
For the most part, I'll stick to the script, or I'll be like, all right, I'm going to work in these new jokes tonight, because you'll go to open mics to work on like new material, and then you'll go to your book shows to work on like, or to do your tried and true, and then also try and work in new material. So, but yeah, you can get into a joke, and this joke's like 3 minutes long, and I can already tell it's not going to work as soon as you get into it. And just like, I'll go to something else. I've got this 5-minute chunk, I'll just do that instead.
Right.
But then you've also got to stay on time, so you're like, all right, well now I lost 2 minutes, so I need to do 90 seconds less of this joke, so I'll just have to start this joke here, leave that part out. And
so there's a lot of compartmentalizing going on up there. I mean,
yeah. I think when you're on stage, it shows you just how insane like the human mind is.
Yeah.
Because I'll be thinking of the joke I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
While simultaneously thinking of how good or bad the last joke didn't do.
Right.
While also thinking about what the next joke is going to be, while analyzing the crowd, telling the current joke, and it's
like a filing cabinet.
While also
there.
being like, did I leave the oven on? It's
right.
just your mind is so complex, and it can hold so much at once that like you realize that, on stage. Like, I'm thinking about so much at one time.
Yeah.
So.
And now what you just alluded to, I wasn't aware of until I started listening to a lot of podcasts, like I talked to you about before the show. But these comedians, you know, Dave Chappelle, Ron White, you know, all these big names, I guess I just thought, like, okay, like they plan out their shows and they just, like, every time I'm hearing them tell jokes on these specials, like, this is just what they tour with, and they don't tour until they're ready, and da 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 da. I didn't know that they, like, go up in a bunch of local spots throughout the week, trying to work out jokes. Like, I didn't know that was part of the process. The fact that you could go to, like you said, the Comedy Store in, you know, Los Angeles, and you could see Chris D'Elia, for example, working out a new bit, and it might suck, like it might fall flat.
Yeah.
And then you see him on special, and you're like, this dude's hilarious, but he sucked when I saw him. It's like, well, he's probably trying something brand new, you know?
Hammering it out, dude.
Yeah.
I remember we watched Chris Rock when he was coming. He came through, because now once you're that big, like, your open mics are essentially clubs.
Right.
Like, he's coming through. He stopped by Zany's for like 7 shows in a weekend. And, I mean, everything he did was great. But I've heard stories of where, like, he's coming through, like, brand new stuff and just kind of eating it for, like, 30 minutes trying to work out new material. And that's what you do, is, like, you just suck it until it sucks less.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, there's been so many times where, like, there's something funny in this joke. It hurts to tell it right now.
Right.
Because it's so dead. But then it ends up being one of your favorite jokes. You just have to not lose faith in it.
Probably why it's so important to record it. Like you said, you do all of them.
Yeah, and you'll see, you're like, oh, I told it differently. Or I can rearrange it here. That needs to come first instead of last. And I need to take all that out completely and just say this.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you're like, this is another 5 minutes I want. It's more time because you want to be able to headline and be able to do an hour. So you're like, here's 5 minutes. And you're like, oh, that is literally a 15-second joke. You have to cut all that out. And you're like, all right, well, now I've got this amount of time plus 15 seconds. So, but yeah, you're constantly working on stuff. There's a lot of comics that come up with like a good 20 minutes and they just feature for the rest of their life. They don't really ever change anything. They don't really grow. But they're content. They, you know, end up opening for headliners, do really well. Just keep that 20 minutes. Don't really add anything to it. Don't change anything. And I couldn't imagine doing that. Because the jokes
would get boring, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even like my older jokes, you know, they do really well in the beginning, and then they slowly start to get, like, you just lose the, I don't know, the contentment with them or something.
Yeah.
You just hate telling them.
And I'm sure the crowd can pick up on, like, the slight loss of enthusiasm and stuff when you're telling them.
What you have to realize is, like, you'll be telling this joke, and you're like, this joke used to do so well. And, like, now it just doesn't hit as hard. And it's like you lost that love for the joke because it's just more going. You have to sell the joke, not tell it, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, you'll just kind of start phoning it in. You won't act out as much. You won't really believe the joke as much. You know, it's just, you're tired of telling it. So it loses its luster and you hate it. So, yeah, I don't know how the comics who just tell the same 20 minutes for 30 years do that.
That's nuts, dude.
That's insanity.
No, what do they say? Definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Isn't that what it is?
But they expect the same results, so it's not insanity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If anything, that's sanity.
That's it.
Yeah, those are very sane people. Those are all the sane people that get into comedy. Like, look, I'm gonna get good 20 and just make money off that. It's like, all right.
I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat, I guess. One's definitely more fulfilling than the other.
There's actually only 3 ways to skin a cat.
Really?
Yes.
Have you tested this out?
Scientific fact.
Is that what you did when you go took care of those dogs for a second?
I mean, they're real quiet right now, dude.
More ways to skin a dog.
Oh man. Well, I want to ask Matt about our segment. I bet Matt seems like the kind of person who probably has some unpopular opinions. So I would anything about anything in this world. We talked about Creed. You like Creed and you like Nickelback, so that's an unpopular opinion itself.
I do like Nickelback.
Yeah.
I like Creed. I mean, like I said, all those, like, you think about it, like when we used to hate on like NSYNC and stuff when they came out, like all these boy bands. Like, I'm not listening to this gay ass band. You know, I'm sorry if I said gay, but back then that's exactly what we said.
Yeah.
And now it comes on like, this shit is a bop, dude. Like, I love this. I know all the words. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll sing it at a wedding.
I think everybody liked it back then too. They just thought it wasn't cool to like it.
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
just-
liked NSYNC and Backstreet Boys back in the day.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
There's an NSYNC song on my gym playlist right now.
Yeah.
If I'm just being honest.
You don't like Backstreet Boys?
It's really
No, I
good.
love Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
I was down with them. BSB before NSYNC. NSYNC came in. I was like, this copycat.
What's your
ass
favorite
band.
Backstreet Boys song?
Ooh, everybody. Go. That video
Yeah.
was fire.
Is that
dude.
where they're in the all white or whatever?
No, that's. I guess maybe that's my favorite music video.
Yeah, of all time? Oh, wait. Sorry. Wait,
No, of Backstreet
just
Boys.
Backstreet Boys, okay.
Yeah, that's the one where like it's like Halloween
all
theme.
time?
There are like different characters. Like one's a mummy, one's.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh
And
no,
so
I
they
was
do
thinking
that.
of I was thinking of This Is the end of that movie.
Oh,
That's when the Backstreet Boys are in all white and they're singing that song. So that's why I thought of it.
yeah,
Have you seen that movie? This Is the End.
yeah, where they're all in heaven.
Yeah,
and they finally get
when they
there.
go up to heaven, the Backstreet Boys are up there and they're in all white singing Everybody. It's a great movie if anybody's never seen it. A little sacrilegious, so just FYI.
Yo, I heard this. Speaking of Judd Apatow movies, Knocked Up. Y'all seen that, right?
Right.
Remember that one? Do you know where that term comes from?
No.
Okay. So the term knocked up comes from back when they would have slave auctions. If it was a woman that was pregnant, her price got knocked up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that movie title hasn't been changed yet.
Wow.
What would it be? What would the working title be now if they had to change it?
Unwanted pregnancy.
I was going to say that exactly, but I was like,
Didn't pull
Abortion. Smortion.
out. Yeah.
maybe not.
Oh
crazy.
man, that's a good question. What's some of your favorite comedy movies?
Ooh, my favorite comedy movie, just nostalgic wise, would probably be Tommy Boy.
Ooh, great one. Great one.
But the most underrated, slept on comedy movie, if you go back and watch it, with probably the best writing for a character, is Me, Myself, and Irene.
With Jim Carrey?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
dude, I think Jim Carrey deserves an Oscar for that movie.
He's a walking Q-tip.
Dude, when he,
I have not
dude,
seen that.
When
Did
he,
I offend you?
When he's at the when they're at the diner, he's like, "What are you looking at, fuckface?" Dude,
So
there's a
it's like
line that he says right after. He's like, "My problem's not with you; it's with the kid." You know, he's like, I'm overdue. Oh, he's like, "I'm overdue for a seismic event. You're dancing on the fault line." Like, there's just such a good written joke. Like, I'm overdue for a seismic event. You're
Yeah.
dancing on the fault line. And there's so many lines in there that it's Hank, yeah.
Hank's
Yeah, Charlie. Okay, Charlie's nice one. Hank, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he does this scene where like they're going back and forth fighting each other at the train station, like that's just, how does that not get an Oscar? You're playing two characters simultaneously at one fight scene. You're fighting yourself, and he's like getting hit. Like, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
You like Jim Carrey?
Yeah, Jim Carrey was great.
Oh, I
mean,
love Jim Carrey. Everybody
yeah.
hates on Jim Carrey.
Unpopular opinion.
You don't like Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey is vastly overrated.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Vastly.
He's so good.
When people bring up Jim Carrey and they bring up movies like Ace Ventura or Mask, the fuck out of my face.
Oh,
man.
dude, Mask was the first time I popped wood, I think. Cameron Diaz. I remember, all right, so I dropped out of baseball for like a year to do gymnastics. I don't know, weird phase. And we had like a sleepover and they played The Mask. That was the first time I saw Cameron Diaz. And I was like, dude, I am rocked up at this gymnastics.
Still looks pretty damn good in this
you know,
day
she's
and
not
age.
doing movies anymore.
Really?
Her last movie was 2014.
Damn.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
Was that Night and Day? Was it the one with Tom Cruise?
No, it was...
Bad Teacher, I bet.
No, it was maybe it wasn't her last. I just watched it on Netflix, and it was like about this guy. It was the guy from Game of Thrones, the Lannister. It was him, but he's like cheating on like 3 different women.
Oh, it's oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but
it's Jamie Lannister.
yes, Jamie Lannister or whatever his government name is.
Oh, what is that, guys? What is that movie called?
Bad Teacher was hilarious.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
she has to go to brain camp.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So you don't like Jim Carrey? That's a good unpopular opinion. That's
I
good.
don't like him, man. I don't like him. This dude,
I
He
love
likes
Jim
him a
Carrey.
lot.
He's hilarious.
We used to
Yeah.
live together in college, and he'd want to watch fucking Jim Carrey shit because we'd watch movies quite a bit. Like, and he'd bring up Jim Carrey, and I'm like, bro,
Have you seen Liar Liar?
I'm going to my room. Yes, I've seen.
You know
Liar,
the scene when they
Liar,
walk
man.
in the elevator?
Yeah.
Everybody's been so nice to me.
Your jugs.
I just don't think he's funny, man. I
My,
shouldn't
my.
say I don't think he's funny. It's just like he's just a little too goofy for me.
I mean,
You don't like Will Ferrell,
now
right?
he's completely detached.
What, you mean like he's insane?
He's like big into
might
art and stuff now, right?
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
would say he's just grounded. He's the most attached he's ever been.
Grounded.
I think he might be schizo, but
I mean, playing all those roles for all those years where he's just completely nuts. I mean, every character is extreme,
yeah.
you know?
I thought he was fairly funny in parts in Fun with Dick and Jane. In parts.
What? That's like his worst movie.
In parts, I thought it was
Wow.
funny. I
All
think
right.
because he wasn't over the top, and that's why I liked it a little more.
See him in 23.
Is that
No.
is that movie good?
It's pretty good.
It's a more serious role, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Dude, one of the best movies. Oh God, what is it? It's where he's in the fake world.
Oh,
Truman Show.
Truman Show.
that one's good.
Dude, I went back and watched that last year. I was like, damn, it still holds up.
Yep.
That's a good movie.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys about something. I'm often afraid that that's my reality.
Oh yeah, you watch it and you're like,
Yeah.
it's almost like there's always cameras on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think this is simulation? What we're in right now?
Sometimes
Well,
I look at
here's
the
the thing.
sky. It looks like it.
So, I mean, if God exists and created man, that's essentially a simulation, right?
In a way.
He just created our own free will to do whatever we want. There's somebody overwatching. I mean, because in a simulation, do you have to have control? Or do you have to not have control?
I thought in a simulation you wouldn't have control.
Okay.
You have the appearance
So-
of control, which is what we have.
Right. But now
What
there's.
if everything is already predetermined and coded?
She brought up a book. Nikki Glazer brought up this book
Nikki
called
Glazer. Why do I
Free.
keep calling her Lindsay?
Yeah, free will is what she talked about. And this book, she was just giving a synopsis of it, but she was basically saying that there's no such thing as free will. That like, so you see a dog, and you're like, I'm gonna go over there and pet that dog, and you know somebody asks you why you did it, and you're like, well, I wanted to pet the dog, that's why I went over there and petted the dog.
Yeah.
But you didn't put that thought in your head to go pet that dog.
It was already in there?
It was already in there. There's no free will.
It's kind of like if you ever think about like we're
should-
never gonna figure it out.
We shouldn't have touched it at the same
Yeah.
time. Damn it.
Like when you're driving a car, you're like, I can just drive this car off the cliff right now, but you never do.
No,
But you could,
you could.
or could you?
Dude, I thought I had a wild ass dream last night, which is another story entirely. But at the end of my dream, I thought I heard somebody bang on my door like 3 times, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I woke up and my room's so dark that I couldn't tell if I was still dreaming or I was awake. And I was like laying there and I was scared to death. I was so scared. I was like, somebody's about to come in my room. I'm looking around. I'm like, I got a fucking golf club in the corner. It's a pitching wedge. It's pretty dull. You know what I mean? Like that probably
Yeah.
wouldn't do anything.
I got a funny story like
If I had a 4-iron, it'd be one thing. But I laid there for, it felt like 10 minutes. I'm sure it was probably like a minute.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden I heard thunder. And I was like, oh, that's what it was. And the thunder was like rattling the foundation of the house. This is at like 3 in the
Yeah.
morning. Scared the
Dude.
shit out of me.
I got a funny story like that. Okay. I had a picture actually in this office that I had just hung, right? And when I hang pictures in here sometimes, I use command strips. And they're like a little bit fickle. And it'll be like 6 hours before these things will fall. So I hung this thing at like, 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It's 2 a.m. I'm dead asleep. I hear something fall and I like wake up.
And you're like, this is what I've been training for.
I'm like, somebody's broken in. I like grab my gun. I'm laying on my floor for 10 minutes looking under my door. I'm like, move. I'm like, you move. I'm coming out there. I finally, like 10 minutes in, I'm like, that's that damn picture that falls. Sure enough, I come here and damn picture's on the floor.
Oh, God.
Dude,
That picture didn't know how close it was, man.
me and my girlfriend were sleeping in bed the other night, and we heard a noise, like kind of like a rattle at the door, at like my door, And it's like, it's just us there. Like, my roommates are gone and everything. So I go and grab my bat, and like, I'm like, I don't even know what it's like. I walk out there, I'm just in my underwear, and I just like start tapping the bat on the wall. I was like, hey, you know, like, I don't know what to do. And I get back in there, and she's like, what are you do? Why were you banging on the door? She's like, you're scaring me. I'm like, I'm scaring you? I was out there alone with a bat. Somebody could have had a gun. What am I going to do with a bat? But I'm still having to protect you. Like, I'm walking out there like, it's fine, I got it. No, I'm scared shitless, only to find out that the cat had somehow gotten in my room and was like trying to paw to get out of the door.
Oh, God.
Because as soon as I open that door, that cat always runs into my room and runs under my bed.
That's why you don't own cats right there.
Dude.
Damn cats.
All the time. I'll look at him like, stop. Please, stop doing it. Because it'll always be at like 3 a.m. I'm just like in my room.
You know what? All three of us told stories about what we thought happened when somebody broke in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure when we're telling it now, and when your friends tell it, you're like, bro, somebody came to my house and fucked them up, you know?
Yeah,
but all three of us were sitting there in fear.
No,
you know what I mean?
I did not want to go outside because it's only two things in my mind: an intruder or a ghost. And I don't want to meet either one of those, you know?
No.
I
And I sleep naked, too.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. I don't know if that would help or hurt my defense.
Probably helps your sleep.
It helps my sleep tremendously.
Yeah.
And my theory is, if I open the door and I confront a guy that's broke into my house, yeah, exactly. If I broke into someone's house and this guy runs at me naked, I'm gonna be like, bro, I chose the wrong house.
We'll shoot you right in the dick.
The last thing I want is to be tackled by a naked guy.
Nah, if anything, I would shoot you sooner so you didn't tackle me naked.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, as soon as I saw you naked, I was just like, oh no, this dude ain't getting close.
Ain't dealing with this shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna leave and I'm not gonna steal anything, but I will shoot that guy.
Dropping him.
100%. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going straight for the dong first too.
it's a small target, bro. Good luck.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, we're all bitches.
Yeah. Well, man, we've been at this for a minute. Let's.
I got one more thing that I want him to talk about, and I've already brought it up to you.
Oh wait, before you do that one, because
Okay.
that was gonna be the
The
wrap-up.
finisher. Yeah.
Can we do like just one or two more of our bits? Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got nothing but time, dude.
Well, one of the things, this is not really a normal, regular bit, but I just wanted to get your opinion just in case you had something interesting. You know, we just wrapped up the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing.
Yeah.
Did you have any thoughts on that?
Why do we need to know that she pooped on the bed?
I thought that was the most intriguing part of the story.
It is, but how is that pertinent? I don't like, because I kind of saw things from her perspective after that. Because Johnny Depp was kind of spilling the tea on that. Like, if anybody tells anyone that I shit the bed, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of them. You know?
Yeah, but here's the thing though. If that to me, I didn't really follow the story, and I didn't really know who was right and who was wrong. Then when somebody was like, "Dude, she's shitting his bed," I'm like, "Oh, the bitch is crazy."
Yeah,
Like that
but
killed
also,
it for
that
me.
would have been the first. I would have brought that up on
Yeah.
day one if I was the attorney.
Yeah.
You know, when he's like, "Why are we here?" I'd be like, "She pooped on the bed. She shit on the bed."
Oh.
And then the judge is like, "That's fine. You know, we all shit the bed." Like, no, she shit on the bed. Big difference.
But it also makes me feel like Johnny Depp doesn't have like a tight circle of boys, because I think about like, say I'm dating a girl, and I meet up with you and a couple of my friends. We're at the bar.
Yeah.
And you're like, "What's been going on with you?" It's like, "Oh, dude, me and Ashley got in this huge fucking fight." And you're like, "What happened?" Like, well, like, we got to arguing, and like, long story short, like, she actually shit in the bed. And I feel like all my friends would be like, "What, bro? Go get your stuff right now. We'll help you move out." That bitch is fucking crazy.
No, that's not. Shitting in the bed is fine.
But is it?
But she shit on top of like a perfectly made bed. Just like hunched over like a constipated gargoyle. Just letting it rip, tater chip, you know? Like, that's different. Like, we've all almost shit in the bed, or maybe have.
I mean,
some of us maybe have. You guys, maybe not me, but like we've all ate
Are you
Taco
projecting
Bell.
right now?
No. Just speculating.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
You know, we've all eaten Taco Bell questionably late.
He's
and
trying to
woken up.
validate it with us. We've all shit in the bed,
Dude,
guys.
we've all
Come on.
shit the bed, right?
Oh Lord.
It's not crazy. It's just
No, that shit wasn't like intentional. That was like,
yeah. She intentionally shat on top of his bed.
oh.
That is crazy. That is hilarious.
And he didn't. Dude.
But it's also like, I mean, he like, you know, he's throwing it in there with like the abuse, you know. He's like, she cut my finger, she struck me in the face, and she pooped on the bed, and everybody's like, yo, oh, what? Did you just say, dude? What's that last one? You know, like, even the stenographer is just like, I don't know if I caught that. Right.
And then imagine he's telling that to his boys and he's trying to validate it. And he's like, well, you know, she's going through a lot of work. And I don't know. We got into it. I kind of pissed her off. And they kind of deserved it. Like, he's just trying to make it right, you know?
Yeah. He's an abused. You know, they always try and make reasons for the abuse. It's not your fault, Johnny.
Right on top.
I mean, you are a huge alcoholic and probably should get that checked out. But it's not your fault that she shit on the bed.
Just duked on there.
Were you happy with
Big
the
old
verdict?
steaming pile. Oh, that she's got way more debt than money she has.
That sucks.
God bless.
She's got to pay him, and I think she would.
2.5.
She better hop on
She's got to
OnlyFans.
pay him 15, and he's got to pay her 2.5.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't y'all just say that she owes him like 13
12 and a half.
or 12 and a half? Yeah,
I was
don't
also-
know. Basic math.
Curious about that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It seems like a lot of money, but then again, I guess Pirates of the Caribbean was a lot of money. So
Is he broke? I thought he had like big financial problems.
I heard
yeah, didn't he like go bankrupt
That's what I
buying
thought, too.
wine or something like that?
$30,000 a day on wine or something.
Oh my
Stop drinking.
God.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
But at that
Also-
point, you stop drinking, you probably just die. Like, alcoholics can't quit cold turkey like other. Like
But
other
you
people.
can't drink $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
what
what are
he
you
was
doing?
spending. You know what I mean? Like, he could be stocking it up. But I mean, there's no. How much does bottles of wine cost? He drinking $10,000 bottles of wine? You know what I mean?
I guess I don't know.
3 bottles of wine.
I mean, bro, I know you got good taste, but he ain't drinking Maomi. You know what I'm saying?
You're right about that.
He drinking some real deal.
I mean, you could, some wine though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got into bourbon and you're buying like Pappy every month or something, like multiple bottles of it. But that's what I've tried to get into.
But let me ask you this: wouldn't you like to be a guy that can? He went from $750 million apparently to bankrupt, but now I mean he can go back and make $750 million if he wants.
I mean, he's definitely not making 15 from Amber Heard. She's only her net worth is like $2 million.
Yeah.
So what was she trying to? How did she get money out of that?
I don't know how she won
Damages?
anything. I don't
Somehow.
know.
Had the stress of going through court. I don't know.
And she or somebody from what was it? Wrote an op-ed or something about him stating that he was abusing her and it ruined his career. And I bet he unpopular opinion. He did that shit.
You think so?
Yeah, he's just a good actor, man. He's one of the greatest actors we've ever seen,
He is.
and it made Amber Heard go insane.
He's a very good actor.
Yeah,
But
the girlfriend from Pineapple Express.
But what's okay? Because I don't find her overly attractive as far as celebrities goes.
Yeah.
But
So she just must be just a minx in the bedroom. If she's pooping on the bed,
Well, she was hanging out with Elon Musk too.
yeah,
dude,
I mean, she's.
she must just put on quite a show.
she's into scat. 100%.
Or she just doesn't say no to anything. That could be her calling card.
What if like they were just doing anal and he just popped out too quick and she was like trying to get away? And
Oh
then
no, and that's
and
how it
then
happened.
Depp was like, I can use this.
Oh, well, she would have objected, right? She would have objected when he said that. She'd have been like, "Come on, you know why I've shit on the bed, Johnny."
Didn't she like object herself or something?
Her attorney, I think, objected to his own question. Like he asked the question, and he objected. And they're like, "You asked the question." It was something like that. Yeah. That whole thing was a train wreck.
Epstein did kill himself.
I
Is that That's a popular opinion, isn't
that's
it?
unpopular.
No, it's unpopular.
Yeah.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Everybody says it's a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody says it hit. He killed himself because he didn't want to go through the whole trial and everything.
Yeah. Well,
I
apparently
didn't
because
watch
like some of his closest
He had a
people,
lot
like,
of
even-
dirt on a lot of people, allegedly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
He hung out with big folks.
Yeah,
I think Epstein killed himself.
there was like a fucking alleged like pedophilia ring or something like that he knew about.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
you got to be careful.
Epstein Island?
There you go.
Wasn't
But
even a ring,
speaking
it was
of
a whole.
speaking of that, speaking of something else you wanted to ask him, it's what we talked about. All these political opinions.
Oh,
On
let's ask
Facebook.
him this, and
Yeah.
let's see if he. So, do you ever? You have a lot of friends on social media. Obviously, I checked, so I don't want to be weird, but I noticed that you did.
Dude, he looked at all your pics. It was weird as shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I looked too, but I was just there.
like the last 10 years, bro.
Tagging it.
Yeah,
10 years?
yeah. So anyway, Do you ever have friends on social media that like post on very complex political topics as though they're experts? Do you ever see anything like that? Let me just back up. Let me back up and put it this way, because you seem a little bit hesitant on this one. Do you ever see posts on social media that you're like, dude, shut up? What are you talking about?
Those are probably mine, to be honest. They're the ones I
Really?
delete. I'll probably get into something, and then like I'll hit enter, and it'll be like, oh no, and then just go back like, because I don't like getting political, but every so often you'll get sucked into it, you know?
Yeah.
You'll see something and it'll just trigger something. You're just like, I gotta say this, and then you put it out there. And you're like, I shouldn't have said that. Should have just stayed right there. I don't know, but yes, yeah, 100%. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion without having to really know the facts. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. What I've tried to do is just, I don't know. I don't know any of these people personally, so I can't really speak on them. Like as far as like politicians. I'm sure they're not as bad. I don't think they're ever as bad as people paint them out to be. I don't think Trump is some evil racist, and I don't think Biden is trying to ruin the world. You know, like I don't know him personally. If I did, then maybe I'd have a better judge of their character.
Yeah.
You know, I judge my friends and family and people close to me because I know them. But outside of that,
I can't
good luck
stand
with
people
those
that
dumbass opinions. You know.
that just absorb news outlets and then just regurgitate the information onto their Facebook page.
You know,
what
Hillary
I'm saying?
Clinton's a lizard, though, so that's
There you
100%.
go. There you go. That's
That
one
is
of them.
that's probably my most
He
popular.
might be one of the guys that does that.
Illuminati.
Yeah. See, but like those guys that, and you know them too. They're guys that you went to high school with, and they're talking about Biden's policy, and it's like, dude, I sat behind this motherfucker in 11th grade. He made a C in world history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up, dude.
No, he's an expert.
You don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
man
you
gets
were
an
the kid that-
associate's degree at Motlow, and he's a fucking CNN analyst now. You know?
like, you barked at teachers in high school.
Yeah,
we all knew that kid.
Fuck out of here, bro. Didn't you start the fire in the dumpster? Like, get the fuck out of
You're
here.
the one that was tugging on yourself in the back. We remember
bro.
you, dude. Now you're talking about
You had an erection in
the
class. That
economy.
was you, right? Come on, bro. Get out of here.
We remember you. Now you want to talk about the economy, dude? Get out of here.
Dude.
We thought you were special.
Man.
Well, shoot, man. Well, thanks for giving your comments on that.
Yeah, I try and stay away from politics just because it's a relative truth to everybody.
Yep.
There's no absolute truth in politics, so what's the point?
Well, there is a scientifically there is a correct political view. We don't have to get into it.
No, let's get into it.
no, God.
Let's do this.
Damn. No, dude. I don't want to get into it.
Are you one of the people that gets on?
Anybody that doesn't agree with me is
Bingo.
actually factually incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I like this. Let's go. This is what's gonna draw people in. Because anything that's gonna piss them off.
Yeah, why don't you elaborate? What's your stance on abortion?
I actually just did an episode with a doctor of neonatology on this
Ooh,
subject.
yeah.
So
All right.
I don't got to comment on that. It's too
Oh,
controversial.
no.
Sounds like some Matrix shit.
That's too controversial.
Dude.
Neonatology,
Yes.
like neonatal.
Intensive care for babies. So
What was his opinion? Because that's
yeah. His opinion was that the reality of it is, it seemed like this was his opinion. The reality of it is that sometimes it's necessary for an abortion to take place because, the situation for the child might end up being really bad for the family.
yeah,
So he's seen situations like that where,
like financially or like they're just
like one of the examples he gave was, particularly in impoverished countries,
yeah,
you'll have a woman, she's had like 8 kids and they can barely afford the 8
Yeah.
kids, and they're about to have the 9th, and it's like this kid is going to have a terrible life. He might not even make it because of malnourishment.
yeah,
But in that, you have Catholicism there, and so it's against their religion to,
yeah.
and so they're like, can you please help me with this?
It's also against your religion to have sex before like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if people were sticking to the rules of the Bible and the rules of Christianity, then it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
If you're waiting to have sex until marriage, it wouldn't be a problem. But I mean, most of these issues or like most of these problems and these people that are problematic are coming from having children outside of marriage. Now, there are ones that are married and just stay in poverty and continue to pop out kids at an ungodly rate. And that's a problem. But, I mean, it's kind of tough for, even being a Christian, like to make that argument if you're not sticking to the book. Mm-hmm. I mean, at what point for one, I don't think it's anybody's business but the person making that decision or the couple making that decision. Yeah. If there's a doctor out there that's willing to do it and that's your decision, that's not my business. I'm not here to relegate life. I'm not here to play God. Yep. So.
And you come from a social work background.
Yeah.
So I mean, you see, I would think you see like sometimes situations where people are in really bad situations, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
you see a lot. I mean, yeah, you just see these children in bad situations, and there's nothing you can do, and that child is probably, I don't know, they're at a huge disadvantage to ever be somewhat successful in life. They're at a huge disadvantage because more than likely they're going to get taken away at any given moment. And I don't know. I saw that a lot when I was doing house visits. Yeah. And you just that's when I realized I couldn't do those just because I'm not that kind of person that can just calmly deal with that. Yeah. So I was like, just put me behind a desk and I'll be fine there. Gotcha. So, but yeah, back to your statement. I mean, it's a very controversial topic. And, I mean, hell, sometimes it's I don't, but then there's also times like, my mom was advised to abort both me and my brother just because it was a huge risk to her health and to me. I mean, I was like a month or so premature, just like a tiny baby, ended up being like 3.6 ounces at the lowest point, is 3.6 pounds, 3.6 ounces. And just advised both me and my older brother to be aborted. We didn't. I mean, I'm very thankful for that. But
and she powered right through those hecklers and finished her bit.
Yep. They told her to abort, and she just hungered down.
Comedy metaphor.
Yep.
Boom.
All right.
That was really heavy, and I want to steer away from that, but I do appreciate your comments.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure your crowd's going to love that. Yep. We can edit that out, though, right?
No, we're keeping that in, man.
Okay.
That was powerful, man.
Yeah.
That was powerful.
Well,
if you have more questions for him, or I'd like to finish with a certain story that I'd like him to elaborate on.
Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to say before we talk about this piece?
I'll plug one thing. So, June 3rd, this will come out afterwards. I'll have my first TV appearance on Circle All Access on Peacock TV and Roku for season 2 of Stand Up Nashville.
Hell yeah.
So get on Peacock TV, look up the Circle channel, the Opry channel, and look up Stand Up Nashville, and I should be on there. So
that's bad. June 3rd, you said.
Yeah, June 3rd.
So when is that? That's tomorrow, Friday night?
Yeah, Friday night at 9, but it should be on there, I think.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. So by the time they hear it, it should be fine.
You feel good about it? Like the set that you did?
I don't know. Very rarely am I ever happy about a set.
That's probably a good thing, though, right? Like, it keeps you motivated, keeps you hungry.
Yeah.
You're not a perfectionist, are you, Matt?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I very rarely am, like, happy with a set. Like, even if it's great, I'll still be thinking about a tag I forgot or something I did wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I'd like to just enjoy a good moment. But, like, even with that moment, I think in my head, I was like, go out there, crush, have the best set of your life. And it wasn't the best set of my life, but I am also like, it was good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll see how it plays on TV. I don't know.
That's exciting, man. Real quick, before we get to that too, that hat you have on, where's the hat from?
This is our golf gang, No Holes Parred.
No Holes Parred.
Yeah, No Holes Parred. Yeah. Go big or go bogey.
Hell yeah.
It's just me, my brother, and a bunch of our friends get out about once a week and suck at golf.
Now, do y'all sell those?
No, we've been talking about like making like a brand or something. So we probably will in the future.
Yeah, the logo's really nice. I like the logo.
Yeah, you can follow. We've even made an Instagram account that I haven't done anything with. No Holes Barred on Instagram, and I meant to bring y'all some ball markers, but I got off work late and forgot. So
Seems like if you had like a stand-up comedian that could promote that on Instagram, it'd be good. You know, if you knew of anyone. I was being sarcastic. I thought you would laugh. You didn't laugh.
I don't know. Do y'all know one?
I wish I did.
Damn. Okay. Well.
Anyways,
No
That
Holes
hat is
Barred.
sick, though. It really
Yeah.
is sick.
it's a good looking logo.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
sell that hat because it's fucking sick.
This
I
is
thought
the
it
old,
was Nashville Hockey Patrol.
Yeah. Somebody's like, is that like a Predators hat? I'm like,
Yeah,
nah. It's No Holes
Nashville
Barred.
Highway Patrol. It could be.
And the original logo, or this is like the prototype logo that we did. The regular one, like the clubs look like they're broken. If I can even find it. So there we go. Yeah. So that's the logo.
Oh,
Or how it's
that's sick.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
that is
Yeah.
sick, man.
So we got ball markers made. I got balls with like that stamp on it that I lose. So
Don't let anybody try to steal that shit.
How long you
Y'all
been
heard it?
playing?
No Holes
Shit-
Barred.
shit's nice.
I started during the pandemic.
Okay.
I got that. Went to Bloomfield. Started going there during
Yeah.
my lunch break.
I saw you there that one day.
What's the best you've shot?
In 9 or 18.
Bucks, I guess.
In 9 of 42, 43 or 42, and then in 18 like a 94 or 96. I can't remember.
Damn it, I was hoping I'd be better than him. I can't find anybody, but I started about the time that
Yeah.
pandemic. Yeah.
Well, I already kind of, I don't know, like I really obsessed over like learning the swing before I even played, just like making it look good,
Yeah.
and also playing Bloomfield. Literally, I'll play it like 3 times a week.
It's a
during my
par
lunch
3
break.
course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun, dude.
I need to go check it
How
out.
much is it?
It's $8. You can play all
As
day.
many as you want. You can play as many times as you want.
Yeah.
That sounds like a way to get good pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, it's especially from like 100 yards and in.
Short game, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the longest one is 113. The shortest one is 56.
Yeah.
So you
That's
get a
perfect.
lot of. Hell, that 56 one, sometimes that's the hardest one to hit the green on.
Yeah. You get a lot of good wedge practice there.
Yeah.
Hey, before you ask him this bit though,
Mm-hmm.
I know we've been trying to get there. I've never asked anybody to do this. Can you rate us as hosts? Are we shitty hosts?
Ooh,
No,
that's a
I
good
think y'all
one,
did
dude.
good.
We
No,
do?
come on. Tell us for
Tell
real.
us the truth,
Yeah.
man.
As host,
Yeah. Is this-
I'm trying to think the other podcasts I've done. I'd say you're one of the better hosts I've had. It's not like literally some of them just ask one question and then it's just like silence. And then, even though y'all wanted me to talk a lot, like sometimes it's hard. Like if you're not given anything, it's like just talk.
Right.
It's like, all right.
Yeah.
And then you run out of shit. But I think we bounced off of each other pretty well for what is that,
About
like-
2 hours. Yeah.
Oh yeah, god dang, it's already, yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, man.
Does
Feels
it feel like
we
it's
went
been
at it.
2 hours?
Yeah. I mean, me and him love comedy. I mean, ever since I've known him, we've watched a shit ton of comedy together. And
Yeah.
ever since I started following you, you were fucking hysterical on social media outlets. And then watching your
Yeah.
bits on IG and stuff like that. I was like, man, I don't know why it didn't dawn on me sooner. But I called him and I was just like, dude, I know a comedian who I think would be a great guest on our podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, would you be open to that? And he was like, yeah, absolutely.
We really
Like, I don't know
appreciate
why I
it.
didn't put 2 and 2
Yeah,
together
man.
sooner.
Yeah, I think the riffing and, getting in, like, obviously at first, talking about comedy is great, but you don't always just want to talk about comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's always the same story. But, like, getting into, like, conversation and being able to bounce off of each other, I think you guys are great.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
man.
you just did a 2-hour podcast that felt, I don't know, like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
to
dude,
me.
it felt
So,
like nothing.
Sweet.
yeah, keep this shit up.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, keep white media
See,
up.
the next time, white media.
Yeah.
Wait.
Team.
Yeah.
No,
Is that a white sheep?
maybe
Yeah,
the next time,
White sheep.
So you guys aren't the black sheep, so wow.
white
Okay.
sheep.
White sheep media.
Yeah.
Yep.
White sheep media.
Good guys.
Is that like
Sweatshirts.
white privilege media? Is that what that
Sweatshirts
is?
coming soon.
It is not that.
No,
With some,
not white privilege media.
No.
Just to clarify.
yeah, no, it's good. Support it.
Support the brand.
Support white media.
We're probably gonna have to rebrand now.
Oh my
No,
god.
I'm just kidding. It's great.
Okay, ask him.
You have Chappelle on the wall, so clearly.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. That's to offset the.
If it was Chappelle and Whiteface, it'd be different.
Oh god.
You're good.
Just Clayton Bisbee up there.
Yeah.
All right, man. So I went to high school with you, and I knew you. I remember you in high school a little bit, but what really cemented you in my mind as a very funny individual
Yeah.
was a stunt that you pulled on social media on Facebook. This was pre-Twitter. I mean, this was definitely before I was on Twitter. Facebook at this point in time, I don't even know if Instagram was out yet. Facebook was huge. Like everybody was on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I want to say before you
Oh
go
wow,
on,
how long has Instagram been out?
he just told me this story the other day,
We can bring it up.
and it was the first time I've heard it, but I could not stop laughing when I first heard it, just because of all the turmoil. But
Dude, and you know a story's good
Yeah.
when someone's telling you about it secondhand. Because, dude, I mean, I remember some of it, but I know I left out key shit.
yeah,
I'm just telling you what I remember of something that happened 7 years ago.
and I thought about it for days after, and I would just laugh randomly at work. I was like, "What the hell?"
It's so funny.
Oh man, I'm trying to find the actual event. I don't know if it got taken down, but
Based on the amount of outrage that was on that page,
oh god, here it is. Is that it?
Zuckerberg might have took you down.
It's gold. It's pure gold. Is what it
Oh, I
is.
think I just found it. Oh yeah. All right, so
But yeah, just give us some summary of this.
dude, this was probably in like January of 2016. Apparently, like artists, I didn't even know this is what it was, but like artists were getting on Facebook and creating fake events, and then like it would be like a bigger name, so like people would like be like, yeah, I'm going. Then last minute they would change it to them, so that people were like, oh, okay, well,
Old bait and
this-
switch.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that's what it was. So I
Right.
was like, oh, somebody created a fake event. I was like, oh, I'll just create an event that Creed is coming to the Kmart parking lot in Smyrna. And so so this is like in January. I created Creed, the Arms Still Wide Open tour. And it says it here, the Kmart parking lot in Smyrna, Tennessee. And
Which off the rip, the fact that people
Dude.
believed it, like the Kmart parking lot, like, oh man,
and the thing is like there's so many. The fact that they believe it, there's so many. If you just read the description, it says they're back and better than never. It says clock. Dude, I'm so glad we're going back to this. It says clock out and come catch the amazing Creed perform all their greatest hits during your lunch break on Monday, June 27th. Then it says free admission with proof of purchase.
So if you actually read it, it's obvious. I need to see the crowd that went to this.
no. Let
So-
him read you the comments of the people
That's
there.
what I'm trying to find.
Oh my god.
So people, I forget it because I created it in January. I created the event in January. I forget, like nobody's paying attention to it.
It was for like a
then-
summer event, right, or something.
Yeah, in June 27th, 2016. Look up Arms Still Wide Open tour. And so that morning comes around, or like the day before, I started like getting all these notifications on Facebook of people that are like,
And you had
"Is
forgotten
this-"
about it at this point.
Yeah. And they're like, is this still going down? And then like people are just like, I'm so excited. I can't believe Creed's coming to Smyrna. And if you guys don't know what Smyrna is, it's a city where a food line is thriving. So I doubt where Kmart was thriving. And they start messaging, and then like they're getting there like, I don't see anything set up in the parking lot. And this one lady's like, hold on, it was on here. What'd she say? I'm not even gonna. I just want to get in the comments. She goes, just talk to someone at Kmart, and this is a sick joke. That was not. That was not too funny, as I am a huge fan of Creed. And then in the comments,
I love how
I'm
you
just
decide
like,
the accent. That's exactly what you sounded
yeah.
like.
A woman from Smyrna, that's her.
And I'm just
Yeah.
like playing the devil's advocate at this point. I'm like, right? They're the best band ever. Well, them and Nickelback, of course. Close tie for me. And Charlene goes, "Me too, love them both." I was like, "However, I don't think Kmart is affiliated with the event. Big Mistake Bookings are the ones who put it on." Never heard of them, but I live like 2 minutes from Kmart. I will pull a drive-by and see. You would think Kmart would have some knowledge of a band playing in their parking lot. And then another guy goes, "I'm here too, just got to Kmart." And then she goes, "What's going on, Larry?" "Nothing at all. Is this even real?" Kmart said they heard nothing about it. Think it's a hoax. That's why I didn't go. That's sad someone would do this. Or the way things go, I'm surprised it's not some sick game to get a bunch of people together and attack them.
Oh, God.
See, this country's been going to shit for a while. We're good. And then, oh God, there's one point where like that Larry guy just straight up just says, "Fuck you." And that was where I'm like, oh man, this is great. But it's so, thank you to everybody too that like chimed in, like all my friends that got on there. And like we all found pictures from a Creed concert on Google Images. And I posted one, I was like on there of Scott's staff, like close up. Staff.
Scott Staff.
A close up of him. I'm just like, we're right here. And then like so many other friends like found those same pictures from the same concert on Google Images and were posting different angles and stuff. Oh, dude.
People joined in with you. That's awesome.
We're both friends of him on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you have until June 22nd to befriend Matt Taylor on Facebook, and he should share something from it. Because if he does, I'm going to go in there and be like, still to this day, best concert I've ever been to in my life.
People will still go back and comment like that we're all in on the joke. Kmart knows nothing about it. I mean, Charlene was getting mad, and I don't blame her, dude. I mean, think about it. If you're a big Creed fan, she was looking forward to that.
Can I see
since
Charlene?
January.
And Creed is performing in your backyard, of all places.
She's like, and then we, at one point, I can't find it right now, but we were like kind of making fun of Charlene. God bless her. And,
Poor Charlene.
yeah, she got gotten.
She's a looker.
That's a portrait photo. All right. She's doing great. Charlene, I'm sorry. But at one point, somebody was like, I knew it was fake, so I didn't even drive by. And we're like, bullshit. Like, we all know you went. Like, you were just posting about how it's fake and you were mad.
Charlene, if you're watching this, we got you, baby girl.
Charlene, I'm sorry. Larry Moore, fuck you. How about that? So, yeah, the Arms Still Wide Open tour on Facebook. Man, if I ever go on tour in comedy, I think that's what I'm going to call it.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm going to just come out to Creed.
Have you worked it into a bit yet?
Well, one of my buddies, Aaron Weber, a very, very funny comedian, did the same thing for like another event. He did it for a Kid Rock show.
Yeah.
And he's turned it into a bit, and it's one of those things that, like,
too close.
It's almost identical. He's like, I even had like VIP packages. Like,
oh no.
He's like, if you really want to ball out, you need to go and get, like, it was just. Now,
did you tell him you did the same thing?
I did, but it was just like,
yeah,
I didn't never show him or anything. So, yeah, God, what? I love going back to that. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to that tonight and just look at all the comments.
Oh man, I was telling him for like 2 or 3 days in a row, I would just open up my laptop at home because I think this might have even been before I had an iPhone. Yeah. And I would just open up my laptop at home and Google or like go into search on Facebook and type it in and just read the comments. Like, is anything new posted today?
Dude, there's so many things on there.
Like the fact
Charlene,
that Larry
man,
and Charlene are communicating with each other on there. Like, what's going on, Larry? What's up, Charlene?
See more posts from Charlene. She was, oh no, that's nice stuff. I'm not going to pick on her. She was very disappointed. But, yeah, that's a great picture, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything about it screamed fake. The description.
Yeah.
The time of the event was like from 11:47 to 1:13. Like, it was just like, guys, there's no structure to this at all. And it's just like the greatest thing to never happen. Here's another guy. Like, we would all post those same like concerts. Like, I was like, thank you guys so much for the invite. I was pleased with the show and the hospitality. It's amazing of Kmart to give all the fans a copy of the new Assassin's Creed autographed by Creed. I will upload the video soon. There's another guy that my buddy Casey posted another different picture from the same concert.
Oh. Yeah. But you know, whenever I hear about people that fall for something like that, all the hints in the description, it's like you're the same people that they have to put those do not eat packets on in the beef jerky.
Yeah, they eat the silica packets.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're eating silica packets if we don't tell you not to.
Yeah.
Same people.
It reminds me of I don't know if this was real or not, but the woman that got on the radio and was like, they needed to move the deer crossing sign so the deers would know to cross somewhere else. It's like those are the people I think about.
Like, how did you not get hit by a car up until this point?
How are you still living?
Yeah, what happened?
Who's
Oh,
been
here's a fun
sheltering
fact. Have
you?
you guys ever hit a deer?
I've never hit a deer. Wow. I hit a buzzard once.
They say 1 in 3.
Oh,
I've
shit.
hit a deer.
Have you?
Yeah.
To fuck it up
I don't
pretty
know if
bad.
that's a fact, but...
Did the deer get away? Or is he...
Dude, so the deer did, actually. I thought I killed it. I got out, and it was just like, you know, it was on the ground. It was bad.
Damn.
And I was like, I'm going to have to shoot this deer. But I didn't have a gun. So I called the cops. I'm like, hey, I just hit a deer, and can y'all come out here and shoot this deer? And he's like, what? No. I was like, well, it's dying, so somebody needs to come put it out of its misery. And now I'm thinking, like, me, myself, and Irene, I'm going to have to choke this deer
Yeah,
out.
That's immediately what I was
and
thinking.
kill it.
Rear naked choke, yeah.
And, like, as I'm talking to the cop, the deer just gets up and just runs off fine as ever. I'm just
Son
like,
of a
this
bitch.
son of a bitch. And then the officer's like, never mind. He just ran off. He's like, so you want to file a incident report? I'm just like,
With the deer?
and hung up. I was like, hell no, dude. I'm not getting none of my insurance. Get out of here, dude.
Oh, man.
So,
I don't think that motherfucker was insured anyways. He just ran off.
nah, that deer definitely didn't have insurance.
Piece of shit.
If it was a duck, I might have asked. That's stupid. Half leg. Yeah.
I got it.
You didn't get the joke.
I got
He
it.
was late to the party on that one.
Took me a second.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you want a good laugh, listeners, just get on Facebook. Should be able to Google Arms Still Wide Open Tour. I don't know if you have to put Smyrna in, but
What's your favorite Creed song?
probably Arms Wide Open.
Yeah, it's a good one. One Last Breath. It's a good one.
I think.
Have you ever seen the Super Bowl performance?
Mm-mm.
I think it was back in like 99 or 97. They got the dudes on
I bet they fucking
the
killed
curtains
it.
just flying around. It's very odd.
Oh, shit.
Like there's this one little bald dude with his shirt off just flying around in these curtains. It's
Damn.
Look it up. It's odd. It's like the concert's going great, and then you see these little, people that just like do
the-
tricks from stuff, but they're like just flying around. And It's weird. A little much.
Well, damn, man. Yeah, do you wanna tell them what your IG handle is and all that good stuff?
Oh,
He
yeah.
said his IG handle earlier, but say it
Yeah,
again.
I mean, I'll rock it again. Matt Taylor Comedy on Instagram. Matt Taylor Comedy on TikTok. I'm
Don't
trying
ask
to
how
get
it's
in
spelled.
that.
That's so easy to spell that.
It's gonna feel like a lot of T's there in the middle, and
Yeah.
it's 3 T's because
That's
my name ends with T, and then the last name starts with a
hell
T.
yeah,
so.
man.
Matt Taylor
You teed
Comedy.
up, bro.
Triple T.
Dude, I stay teed up.
Teed up.
Okay,
Hell
stay
yeah.
teed up. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to.
You've
do
got some of your
TikTok.
bits and stuff on that too, right? I mean, I've
Yeah.
watched some of them on there.
Yeah, so I'm trying to put a bit out a week now.
Yeah.
Without burning through my material, so I'll try and do more crowd work to get that going. But
You have TikTok too?
yeah, same thing. Matt Taylor
Matt
Comedy.
Taylor Comedy.
I just started that, so I'm trying to get that off the ground.
Man, that's how I find so many comedians and podcasts.
Yeah.
Is TikTok. I love anytime I see a new podcast account on there, I click it because I love watching, little 30-second, 45-second clips. Just give me a little taste and see if I like it.
That's what we're trying to do. We don't want to give away the whole act. you
Right.
know?
Right. And Nate Bargatze, I didn't know who he was till I found him on TikTok.
Yeah, man. Nate's the man. Follow Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
Actually, don't even worry about me.
Dude's hysterical.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
been a
that's
blast,
great,
man.
Appreciate
The next
you guys having
time
me.
we have on here, he'll be like selling out
no,
arenas
never
and
mind.
shit. You know what I mean? We'll have
Yeah.
him on here. We'll be at that
All right.
point Joe Rogan level podcast, and he'll be, he'll be selling out fucking arenas.
I'll see you guys in 30 years.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
wait, did you have anything else?
No, okay, that's
Dude, this is
man just got me
twice.
twice.
We pump fake twice right now.
Are we sure?
That's
All
what
right,
we do
cool.
to the guests, man.
All
I
right.
enjoyed it, brother.
Awesome. Hey, and never mind. You already listened to this podcast, but follow them on social media too. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.